In the emerald heart of Southeast Asia, where the tropics touch the shores of the Pacific, lies a city like an echo of a civilization that has learned to dance in the silence of history. This is Hanoi, the vibrant and historic capital of Vietnam, a city that not only breathes time, but shapes it, melting it into the scents of jasmine and the sounds of motorbikes. Hanoi was our first encounter with Vietnam, and perhaps that's why it's where our never-ending love for this fascinating country began. It may not be a place for everyone, but for us, it means everything. Hanoi is not just a city. It is a state of mind, a metaphor captured in flesh and sound, a poem that is not written, but lived. Here, everything lives together. The colonial past, the revolution, the Confucian tradition, and modernity wrapped in glass and neon. There is no silence here. There is rhythm, and this rhythm is fueled by thousands of motorcycles, cars, bicycles, each carrying not only people, but also stories. In Hanoi, the sidewalk is not just a place to walk, it is a stage, and perhaps, most often, it is a kitchen. On the edge of these sidewalks, life moves at a different pace. Here, merchants display their wares not in display cases, but on the ground. A restaurant, a grill, a boiling pot, 2 plastic chairs, and a heart that cooks for passers-by. Here, cooking is not a domestic gesture, it is a way of life. Between a motorcycle wheel and a shabby wall, a meal takes on a taste. At dawn each day, before the city fully awakens, silhouettes appear on the streets of Hanoi like moving paintings. Women in conical bamboo hats, fragile only at first glance, make their way through the city on bicycles transformed into walking gardens. Loaded with flowers, vegetables, and fruit, they bring with them the colors of the fields, sometimes from dozens of kilometers away. On 2 wheels, they carry not just cargo, but an entire world. Flowers are not just for decoration. In Vietnam, every flower has a role. For the altar, for love, for luck, or for mourning. And these women, like rural priestesses, maintain the symbolic balance of the city. Chrysanthemums for longevity, lotus for purity, jasmine for the soul of the past. From generation to generation, these women have learned not only how to cultivate the land, but also how to cultivate patience. You see them always on the move, but never in a hurry. In them, Hanoi carries its heart, silent, resilient, and always beautiful. Each street is named after an ancient craft: silversmiths, blacksmiths, silk sellers. Every street has a sound, every corner, a flavor, every curve, a lesson in adaptation. Why are houses in Hanoi so narrow and tall? The answer is simple. The tax is paid according to the width of the facade. This is how the tube houses appeared, often 3 meters wide, but with 5 or 6 floors. One of the most emblematic areas of the city is the Old Quarter, with its labyrinthine streets full of traditional shops, rustic cafes, and local artisans who preserve their crafts passed down from generation to generation. In the heart of the old city, where the walls seem to breathe and time flows slowly, there is a street that defies convention. It is neither an avenue nor an alley, and yet it is one of Hanoi's liveliest thoroughfares. It's a railroad, but not just any railroad, but one that passes just a few steps from doors, tables, souls. Between the low houses, painted in pale shades of mold and history, the train tracks slither like a silent scar, witness to decades and unusual routine. Twice a day, this street is transformed, not by the will of people, but by the will of a colossal machine, the train. The train does not stop. It does not slow down. Its passage is precise, inevitable, almost sacred. Like a gentle but firm beast, it makes its way among the sleeping houses without asking permission, and the people know the rhythm and the rules of this ritual. When the train disappears into the distance, life spills back onto the tracks. Coffee is served again. The colorful chairs are put back on. The tracks become sidewalks, and the sidewalks become homes. Nowhere in the world is this lesson experienced as naturally as here in Hanoi. Riding a bike is a different story. You get on it not for a destination, but for a state of mind, and you immediately feel how the city changes. The engine is replaced by muscles, the noise by the gentle rhythm of the wheels, the horn by the calm breathing of the man behind. A man with hunched shoulders, skin burned by dozens of summers, and a look that has seen more lives than you might suspect. The old man doesn't speak. There's no need. Through his silence, he tells you everything. He's a storyteller without words. His bicycle, a boat on a slow river called Hanoi. As time dissolves, you forget where you're going, and it doesn't even matter anymore. Because behind you, this man, an embodiment of patience, pedals not just through the streets, but through ancestral rhythms, through a culture that doesn't run, but chooses to walk slowly. And when you finally get down, the old man greets you. To him, you were just a passerby through a lifelong dream. In a city that pulsates with life, where motorbikes swarm and people move in a perpetual dance of urban survival, there is a place where everything slows down. Here, time seems to remember itself. On the quiet shore of West Lake, Ho Te, hidden among ancient trees and dreamy water lilies, humbly stands Tran Quoc, Hanoi's oldest pagoda. It dates back to the 6th century and was moved here nearly 400 years ago. But its spirit has never wavered. The central pagoda, a slender 11-tiered stupa, is reflected in the mirror of the lake like a column of light. In each niche, a small statue of Buddha looks out at the world with serenity. Around, the trees rustle gently, and the foliage dances to the rhythm of the wind like a vegetal chorus of impermanence. We also make a short visit here, and with this moment, our journey through Hanoi is coming to an end. But the story does not end here. In a future episode, we will explore the city's surroundings, lesser-known places, but with a special charm that surprised and delighted us.